Hello and welcome to another video of mine. Damn, where did I hear this opening line? Well, never mind. This is Headhunter from the Czech Republic and I have prepared for you another Heroes of Might and Magic 3 video played on the template map Duel. This time I'm going to play against an Ukrainian player living also in the Czech Republic. He was very highly ranked. I believe he had almost 800 ratings. So this will get very interesting and we will fight till the very end, which you could guess from the length of this video. Usually the duel games are finished approximately about in 1 hour, but this video is a little bit longer, so I hope you will stay here up until the very end. So we are in the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 lobby, and the races, the factions, the castles that has been voted are Stronghold and Necropolis. So in the standard trade, my opponent offered 3,000 for the faction and then 700 for the color. I accepted both and I will be playing the weaker from the two, which is Necropolis. Necropolis is not very stable or consistent faction. I would say it heavily depends on whether you can find vampire boxes or at least one vampire box in your biome, and obviously you have to find it fairly quickly. So the game plan for Stronghold is much more simpler. Stronghold always gets a power stack of birds, and if the biome is good, Stronghold also can build up to the behemoths, which are basically the strongest or one of the strongest units in the late game. So Necropolis doesn't have really strong biome army, because the necro army is not very useful, with the only exception of vampire lords. Maybe you could consider Dread Knights very strong units, obviously, but it's kind of hard and not very fast to build the Dread Knights in both of your towns and get all the dwellings. It depends on the map. Maybe if you get lucky and if you get a lot of external dwellings near the road, you can build them. It's not very expensive building. But Necropolis is usually tempo-based faction on Duel, and it's usually essential to get to the middle as fast as possible. So to just building Dread Knights can slow you down, and if you're not controlling the middle, then you become dependent on the Necro biome army, which is, as I was saying, not the best. So the strategy playing Necropolis on Duel is, I would say, always about getting vampire lords, finding at least one vampire box. You always have two vampire boxes in your biome. That's guaranteed. There is never more or never less. But sometimes it can be very hard to find them. Obviously, you have to guess from the guards, from the units, monsters that are guarding the box, but the main issue is to find the box, because your heroes does not start with scouting. As you could see, I have picked Vidomina because she has only one death skill, that quote unquote, that is necromancy, and she's necromancy specialist, so in the end we could build up to decent stack of skeletons, which could help. Another option is to get Icelin. He has wisdom, which is not so bad, especially in the late game. You could get the Pandora box with all the spells, and you can free up your artifact slots if you want to use Iron Fist of the Ogre, so the wisdom becomes handy. And Iceland starts with Meteor Shower, obviously. But it's not that big of an advantage to have Meteor Shower, I would say, because you are always depending on Vampire Lords whether you have Meteor or not. So I pick Vidomina usually. So back to the game. We did some restarts, but right now my biome is quite decent. The units in my guarding the gold mine were skeleton warriors. This is quite okay. I would say the worst option is when you have Wrights. Those are the upgraded level 3 units, because you can get only few of them, like up to 20, and fighting with 18 or 20 Wrights, it's not very powerful. So I would say it's a little bit better to have, for example, 100 skeletons. That's the best option. But to have 57 skeleton warriors when you have also unupgraded skeletons is also not the best, but I prefer it over the Wrights, maybe. So I have picked up the town in the corner, which is my opponent's town, Stronghold. This is not very useful, but it's just for the movement, for the option to town portal here. I haven't wasted many moving points to get to the town. I've exercised 1 dimension door, and I have 6 knowledge. That is quite good. Also, 36 mana is enough to cast another dimension door, and it's only day 5, so I think the movement in the bunker layout was quite alright. In the previous video I was talking about the necessity of leaving the bunker before the 5th day. I think if you leave your bunker in the 4th day, this is very good standard. It's the golden standard for you. So in the 5th day I'm already really close to my next necropolis town, and I have picked up the corner town, so this is a very good start. I discovered the vampire external dwellings. Unfortunately, it's heavily guarded. It's guarded by zealots, so there is no way I could beat them right now. And on the 3rd level I was offered earth magic, so this is obviously very good, and this is one of the reasons why the necro players choose necromancer and not death knight as a hero, because necromancer has a very high chance for getting earth. So 6th day, and I have captured my main necro town. So this is very good because I have the option of building mage guild on the 6th day and building a vampire, this vampire building on the 7th day. So right now I had only a few moving points, so I decided I can fight some more to just get some XP and to get the shield plus 4 defense. Also they are guarding the dwelling for liches, but this is not important at all. I'm not going to get liches. If you're not very familiar with Duel template, if you just play the Heroes of Might and Magic, you maybe wonder why I won't be picking up the liches. But as I was saying, the Duel is very tempo based template, and to get a power stack of liches is just not fast enough. it's kind of slow. There is one guaranteed box with level 5 units, or maybe it's not guaranteed, but usually there is one box with level 5 units in your biome. So there will be one box of liches in my biome, but there won't be enough liches anyway, and I will be fighting with vampire lords only. So for example, in utopias and so on, the liches would die almost instantly, so there is no point of getting liches. I wanted to get the +4 defense artifact, and also I knew that I have enough mana for one dimension door, so there was no need for me to replenish my mana. I would waste some moving turns by just sleeping in my town, and unfortunately I wasn't able to defeat the golden golems standing near my necro town, so I had basically no other options. I could only sleep in town or just move on the road and try to get another town. So the plan is to get to another town on the top of the map on the next day. This could get a little bit hard because I'm not very far from my necro town, and usually you can get from town to another town in one turn if you use your dimension door well. And I have not scouted this map yet, so this is a little bit risky because I have to use my dimension door well, and I have to blind jump in the dark, and I have to go straight up to the road so I can reach the city, the town. On this position, on the top left or top middle position on my biome, there should be conflux, and sometimes it's very important to get the conflux because in conflux you can build a magic university and you can buy additional magic. But this is very good. There is mana well, so there is no need for me to get in the conflux in this turn, because I can just replenish mana here on the road, and this is very good. This is a little bit random because you can always get only one mana well on your biome, or on basically on any zone. Any zone can have only one mana well. And sometimes when the mana well is spawned, for example, in the corner, you can almost never get it. And this is waste of mana well. This is almost like you have none. But if the mana well is on the road like this, and if it's close to the town, it's perfect. It saves you so much time, even in the late game. When you, for example, are stuck in the desert and you have only mana for town portal, and you don't want to just sleep in the town, in the city, you can just town portal near the mana well, replenish your mana, and town portal back and continue on your journey. So I captured the conflux anyway, but I didn't have to build the mage guild. So I'm going to fight those marksmen, and I had to buy some conflux army because the conflux army is much faster. It can reach the shooting units in 2 battle turns, and as you could see, I did not bring my vampires in the fight on purpose, and this is because I think there was a decent chance the marksman would shoot the vampires, because unupgraded vampires are very weak. They have only 30 hit points, and sometimes the neutral units, the monsters, are happy to attack the vampires, and you cannot lose any vampires basically. If you lose your unupgraded vampires, then you would have less vampire lords, and you need to have power stack of vampire lords and so on. So you have to protect them until you can upgrade them, and when you upgrade them, they can regenerate in the battles, so it's quite a different story. So I left the 4 vampires in the conflux. That's not the best, but if I teleported first in the conflux, I would lose some moving points and I would lose some mana, and I don't need them anyway because I have planned to attack the zealots and to get the vampire dwelling, and I didn't want to have the vampires there also because those are shooting units and they could shoot my vampires. So in this battle I have to use a magic arrow. I have to spend some mana, but this is quite okay. I only need mana for 1 dimension door, and hopefully I will be able to reach another town. I'm not sure if it was the best decision to not fight with the skeletons, but I was hoping that I would be able to beat the zealots just with my air elementals and magic arrow, and I didn't want to get too close to the zealots so they cannot shoot me for full damage, but it didn't work out so well because I have spent too much mana and I wasn't able to dimension door, and I had to only walk, and I haven't reached the next town. And this is not very good because right now I have no mana, and I have basically 2 options. Either I just go to the castle and I would replenish mana there, or I could capture another vampire dwelling and then town portal, but this would slow me down even more because oh my god, this is very, very bad for me. This is a first major mistake in this game. I've picked up too many resources on the way and I wasn't able to get in the castle, and that was this could be prevented. I should have checked very carefully the exact number of the moving points, and you have to always remember that you need to have moving points not only to fight the guards of the town, but you always have to have another additional 70 moving points for just moving into the city, into the town. And I had only 50 or something, so I was able to move forward, but not diagonally in the castle. So this was quite bad, and this was quite big of a mistake. Fortunately, it can be fixed somehow. I could just town portal in the conflux, and there is the mana well, or I could town portal in my main. This is also an option, but in the conflux I could pick the 4 vampires that I have left there before. So basically I wasted like half of a day, let's say, maybe a little bit more. So I need to get 10 crystals and 10 gems because upgrade for vampires costs exactly 10 crystals, 10 gems, and 5 wood and some gold, obviously. So I'm upgrading Vampire Lords on the 4th day of the 2nd week. This is not the fastest, obviously. I've seen faster. This is maybe a little bit slow, but it's still okay. It really depends on how fast I'm able to find the vampire box. This is the most important thing right now. With 12 Vampire Lords, I'm able to fight almost anything in my biome. I just have to be careful if I'm fighting undead units or elementals. I have to also bring my other units, because vampire lords obviously cannot regenerate and resurrect from not living creatures like undead and elementals and golems and so on. And I have to find the correct boxes, correct Pandora boxes, and get at least one box of vampires. After that, it should be fine. It should be in 1-3-1. I should have enough vampire lords to fight the Utopia and break out. If I'm able to find both of the vampire boxes, I could even break out sooner. And fight the Dragon Utopia sooner, obviously. So 22 Gold Golems. Gold Golem is a tier 4 unit, but that's not very many of them. I think there is a decent chance it could be vampires, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think it's more probable that this would be whites. We'll see. Obviously, I've played this game before I made this commentary, so I should have known, but I don't remember it. It was some time ago, and it was 35 weights, which is basically useless for me. So there are Pegasi and Gorgons guarding 2 boxes, and I think those 2 boxes and maybe the Kerberry box near the Colosseum, those 3 boxes, I think 100% one of the boxes will be vampires, maybe even 2 of them. So I need to fight all 3 of them. We'll see if I'm able to do this in 1 turn, but I'm not sure whether I have expert air magic, and I can see that I don't have air magic. So only 1 dimension door per day, and this means I won't be able to get all 3 boxes in 1 day. So this is a fight that could be won only with vampire lords. So I'm not sure why I bring all my army, but those are even leeches. Well, it's nice to have 20 leeches, but basically it doesn't help much. Well, with that many Pegasi, it was quite clear this would be leeches. But sometimes playing Necro and searching for the vampire box, I bring all the army I have, because it can happen that as you scout and discover some boxes, you suddenly see that the box is guarded by Necro units or elementals, and if you have only vampire lords, you are not able to fight them, and you have to spend additional time to just go back to your city, get the skeletons and the army, and to fight the box again. So it's a safer option, and it's more consistent when you just bring all your army. So 1 of the boxes were vampires. This was quite okay, so I think I'm going to try the Kerberai box, and maybe it will be vampires too. There is also Nagabank that I could fight. I don't really need the resources from the Nagabank, but I could use some experience because I have only level 9. This is not very much in this phase of the game. I also need to find a library, and you can use library only if you have level 10 or more, or if you have diplomacy. And basically the most important thing after getting the vampires is to getting expert air magic, so I can DD twice. So no, this were only Walking Dead. Damn, only Walking Dead. I didn't expect that. Kerberai are usually very high value. Gorgons, right, well, not very good, I would say. So what now? I cannot DD twice, and I would love to sleep in my town to get back to replenish my mana and don't waste a turn, but this has to be vampires. 20 plus zealots, 100% have to be vampires. It could even be liches if there were like 30 or more zealots, but I already have the lich box, and there I'm not 100% sure, but I think there cannot be more than one lich box. Maybe you can correct me in the comments if you are sure about it, but I think there shouldn't be more than one lich box. So this should be vampires. Unfortunately, I'm not very fast so far because it's 127, and against such a good player as is Serg, against a player with 800 rating, breaking out with Necro in the third week is just too slow. So we'll see about it. At least I have all the towns. Sometimes it happens that if you go very fast, you don't manage to pick all the 5 towns in your biome, and this could cause problems later. Because if you, for example, double building the town that is in the middle, you also need to have the town in your biome, obviously. And it's castle. We know that there is a castle in the middle, and this is very important information, because Archangels, basically one of the best units. So it could get very interesting if my opponent builds on behemoths, because ancient behemoths against Archangels, this could be very good fight. And it's very important to get the castle, to build the angels, especially when playing Necropolis, because as Necropolis I won't be using my own units. It's vampires, great. So I need to build the castle city, to build angels there, and if I didn't pick the castle town in my biome, I would have to spend almost entire day just getting there and pick it up later. So Utopia basically for free. With Vampire Lords it's extremely easy. And what now? There is a library, also very good. Well, to pick up Vampire Lords from the external dwelling, that doesn't help me very much, because right now I need to get to the library and break out, but I have only 12 mana, so in the end I have to sleep in my town. I wasn't able to get to the library, and at this time, yeah, I could just sleep in whatever town I want, whatever town has the mage guild. And so yeah, I've picked an additional 4 vampires from the dwelling, but it doesn't change a thing. Too bad I didn't have enough moving points to get to the library. Basically I would have to get it later, but it's in the way. When I teleport in the castle and I will jump over the Utopia and get to the break on the right side, on the east side, I could get there, just, yeah, pick up the library and just go break. But it's 132. This is quite late. I have enough Vampire Lords to basically fight almost anything. Maybe not sure if fighting Titans is the best, but fighting war unicorns is totally okay. And I even get offered scouting. This is very important because without late game, without scouting is extremely hard. Scouting is the second most important skill after obviously the earth and air magic, and you can always get earth and air magic because you can always buy them in the conflux. So those are guaranteed, but scouting is not guaranteed. So basically it's the most important skill that is not guaranteed for you. I also like logistics very much, but it's not necessary. You can play Duel without logistics, but it's definitely one of the better skills that you should pick up. So far my skill tree is very good. I have all the important magic schools, and I have logistics and scouting and diplomacy for late game. So basically the best possible skill tree. Unfortunately, I don't have that much mana. This is not so good. So I would have to just sleep in the city again. But the good thing is that I've picked up Cornucopian, and this is perfect. Because as I was saying, I need to build up to Archangels eventually. And for that I will be needing a lot of resources. So Cornucopian is basically the best thing I could pick up this early. It's really the best artifact for me right now, even better than the goose, because I could get enough gold from Utopias, but enough resources to build angels I would have to visit many Cyclops stockpiles. And if I spend my moving turns and if I spend time by visiting stockpiles, I wouldn't have obviously enough moving points to get the artifacts and get angel dwellings. Those are very important, and getting good boxes, because obviously getting a box with angels or archangels is just amazing. So with the castle on the mid becomes very important, and I'm curious about my opponent's plan. If he rushed the middle just like I should have rushed the middle, then my break in 1-3-2 and is very slow, and even with stronghold he could get there faster by just having Thunderbird power stack. But if he builds up to behemoths, maybe I could still get there faster. We will see. But the ancient behemoths will become a big problem in the late game. Because in the supreme late game, where your fighting stats on the hero becomes very high, like for example 30 attack, 30 defense, the ancient behemoths easily beat Archangels, and really easily, because don't forget that ancient behemoths has the special skill of reducing enemy defense skill by 80%. So the higher the defense is, the bigger the impact of the specialty is, because 80% from 30 defense is like what? You have 6 defense, so it's like 30 attack against 6 defense is 24 difference, and ancient behemoth with 24 difference over Archangel, this is just too much, and they just do too much damage to Archangels. The only exception is, for example, if the Archangels keep cloning themselves, and if the clone is just resurrecting the main stack over and over again. But that's just the theory. It really depends on the numbers and the skills. And obviously it's not very good that I have Necromancer casting hero and my opponent has Barbarian. Barbarian is quite good in late game, because if you get really late, then the casting skills are less important than the fighting battle skills. So the fighters are usually a little bit better in late game. On the other hand, Barbarian cannot get the water magic, which is also very important in the late game. So curious about the plan of my opponent, and this is not a good skill tree. So far I had the best skills possible, but right now I had to choose between tactics and wisdom. Wisdom is not so bad. It's not the best, but it's not so bad. I would prefer offense, for example, as I will be using Archangels, but having wisdom, not so bad. So this definitely means I will get to one of the corners of the map, and I will try to get the box with all the spells, and at least I could use Iron Fist with additional artifacts, because with Iron Fist you always need to have the Dispel immunity. This is the artifact that you can see on the screen right now. It's guarded by the Ice Elementals, because Iron Fist will cast four powerful spells on the beginning of the battle, and if you don't have the immunity for Dispel, your enemy can just dispel them. But if you are careful enough, you can just remember that I was saying that Barbarian cannot have the water magic, so this is one good thing playing against Barbarian, because you don't need to have the Dispel immunity, because Barbarian cannot get Expert Dispel. But there is also exception from the exception. Even Barbarian can get water magic if Schooler offers it. And it happened to me before, and it's a very nice surprise when the Schooler offers you water magic, you accept it, and your enemy depends on you not having the water magic, but you have it. So this can happen in some rare cases, but not very frequently. So in the beginning of my turn, I did check view air, which I should do basically every turn, and I saw that my opponent didn't pick the middle, and this is quite surprising for me, because from such a high rated opponent and with my beginning that was not so fast, I expected to have some trouble, and I expected him to capture the castle. The castle is just such an important town, but he did not pick it up. So obviously he's not a bad player. So just from the information that he has not picked the middle yet, I'm almost sure that he builds up to behemoths. This is like, I would say, 100%. I have to count on it. I have to just count on him building ancient behemoths, and this could get very dangerous. But luckily for me, just by traveling from east of the map to the middle, I've got almost all the important artifacts, as you could see. I got Air Tome, very important. I got the Orb of Air. That means that I have a very powerful chain right now, and I also have a decent stats because I have the Sword of Judgment, the necklace, the blanket necklace, and as I was saying, I have the cornucopians. This is very important. So right now on the map I see some angel dwellings, also cavalier dwellings, but there is no time for getting cavaliers right now. It's 136, so I think it would be very nice to capture the angel dwellings before the end of the week, so I can have some angels from them. There is also a Ring of Life and the Ogre Shield just above my castle. Those are parts of the important artifacts, like the Iron Fist of the Ogre and the Elixir of Life, obviously. So this fight is a little bit hard because Vampire Lords do not regenerate from the elementals. I will lose some, I guess. but it's not the worst thing. I have enough vampire lords to fight basically everything. Oh, I lost only one. And I have diplomacy. So sorry, I was saying before that I already had diplomacy, but that was a mistake. I didn't know why I said that, but I got diplomacy just now, and this is very good. So basically, the most important thing for me right now, after double building angels, will be finding some angels and deploy them. For this, I will need a lot of gold. So the good thing is I already had basically every artifact I need, and I have a little bit issue with the timer. I'm not the fastest player on Duel yet. I'm working on it, but sometimes I get a little bit nervous and then I'm playing slow. So the timer is my biggest enemy so far. But I did use my dimension door twice, so I didn't waste much moving turns. And I was able to build the angels in my biome and to capture 2 dwellings. So the number of angels will be growing nicely. And if my opponent rushed me or something in the 4th week, this could be very good timing for him if he builds up to ancient behemoths. Then the good thing is I will already have archangels. So maybe if he does not have archangels too, it would be not very wise from him to attack me, because so far the numbers won't be that high, the number of units, and with archangels I would start the battle and I could just chain his ancient behemoths in the beginning. So I think if he wants to be successful in attacking me, not only that he needs ancient behemoths for just fighting my angels straight up, but he also needs to get initiative to start the battle. And this could be done only by having faster unit that I have, or the same speed, but to be the attacker, because the attacker with same speed have the advantage of just, starting the battle, obviously. So he needs also archangels. And the easiest thing for him is to just find the box, but obviously it's easier said than done. Because if there is no archangel box, then he just needs to build up the angels himself, and this could get very expensive. Because so far he obviously spent many resources to get ancient behemoths, and it really depends on how many utopias did he get, and if he has the artifacts like me, like Goose and Cornucopian. So right now I can afford to farm a little bit from his territory, and this is very good for me because I have picked up some artifacts. I have picked up the library. That is very important to get the libraries, and also the angel dwelling. This is like the best possible turn I could have. So it's even better for me to spend the night before on the map and not in my town, because I was able to get far enough to just pick up the angel dwelling and the library. So this was a very good turn. I'm very happy with it. The only thing is that I didn't wear the economy artifacts, I think, and I ran out of time, so I don't have the Goose and the Cornucopian on me. I'm not sure. I think I managed to get only one of them. So it's my opponent's turn, and I'm carefully checking the map and planning my next turn. Obviously, I need to find utopias for gold. I need to find the heavily guarded boxes with angels and angel dwellings. Those are the things. I don't need to rush to the middle yet, to rush to the side yet, but as I was saying, I need to get to the side eventually, just to get the all spell box, but this can wait a little bit. So I'm setting up the artifacts for control groups, just control 1 having the fight combo set, the artifacts for fighting, and control 2 the economy. So I left my angels at home because I don't want to lose them in the battle. I can just fight everything with vampire lords, well, almost anything except for example ghost dragons, that would be very unpleasant. And there are a few artifacts like the Cyclope armor that is part of the Iron Fist of the Ogre, but I didn't pick it up because I wanted to get the box. Those boxes are quite heavily guarded, so yes, those are the angels. And I didn't have enough moving points to teleport back home, and this is very dangerous because I'm in his reach and he could attack me right now, and I don't even have the Archangels on me. So 1, 4, 2, this is very dangerous timing. It really depends on whether he's ready. But his stats are not the best, so I guess he won't be attacking right now, but this was not such a good turn for me. I understand why I didn't pick up the Cyclope armor for the Iron Fist, because I wanted to have enough moving points to pick the 2 Pandoras, and the Pandora with angels was really important for me. But I'm hoping he doesn't attack, because if he was ready with ancient behemoths and at least few angels without archangels, then he would get the initiative, he would start the battle, he could chain my angels or vampire lords, or just protect air, and that would be very dangerous. Maybe if he protects from air, this would be like devastating, because I have 34 spell power. This is nice. He doesn't have that much, but if he protects from air, I didn't have enough army to beat ancient behemoths. So this was a bad turn for me. This was a mistake, and luckily I haven't been punished for it. So the game goes on. I'm still alive. Fighting with those units are surprisingly harder than just fighting with only vampire lords. With only vampire lords I can just quick battle everything, but with all the other units that I don't want to lose, just a little bit harder, and it takes some time. So another utopia, that's very nice. But I ran out of time, so I will be sleeping in my town, and I need to sell a few artifacts. This part of the game gets a little bit hard for me. On the video it seems so easy that I'm just selling artifacts, but I know that I'm not fast enough, that sometimes I get too slow and I need to sell the correct artifacts. And just once it happens to me that I sold my town portal scroll and I didn't have the Tome of Earth yet, so I basically sold my town portal and had no other option to town portal. So it was like, damn, that was so bad. So just selling the correct artifacts, it just takes some time, and time is such a valuable resource on this template. So I have enough resources. Maybe I need more gold. Gold is always needed if you have diplomacy, and archangels are obviously expensive. So I wonder what my opponent is doing. He's He's fighting in a side zone. I wonder why. I didn't pick the scouting eyes, or how do you call it, in the beginning of the map, so I'm not sure about which towns are on the side zones. I only see that on the southeast there is a swamp, so there are two options, obviously fortress or cove. So maybe he did see that there is a fortress, and if he thinks I could get good Archangel stack, that the perfect counter would be not only have ancient behemoths but also to get mighty gorgons. So this could be very smart move from him, if there is a fortress, to just get mighty gorgon stack, maybe diplo a few of them. This could be very dangerous for me, so not sure about it, but we'll see. He didn't capture the town yet, oh my god, and I have 0 mana. Then in the Conflux town there was no mage guild, so this is dangerous very much. So I hope I will be able to get to this city. Yeah, I could sleep just there. So yeah, everything is saved. So basically the only thing I didn't use is 2 dimension door per day. I used only 1. And I didn't pick up the artifacts because I was running out of time again. Oh my god, this is like the worst. The time I have to fight the timer, I have to get faster. The artifact that you saw near the town, the crown of the ogre, is also part of the Iron Ogre Fist. So maybe I should get back there, but it would cost me time again and moving points. So what a mistake to not pick these artifacts up. Damn, what a mistake to not have the mage guild in the Conflux, because the previous day I have built the artifact merchant, and that was not necessary. I could build up the artifact merchant on the next day, on the beginning of my turn. Damn. At least I have some angel dwellings. That is nice. So what now? Now is my opponent's turn. I guess I have to just scout more. I have to just scout and hopefully find some good boxes and utopias, and when I get enough gold I could get to the side zone and look for some good diplo, maybe. Also get the old spell box would be nice. And I have to be careful about my opponent not surprising me. I have to check him every turn. Also, one thing is very dangerous. If the middle town is castle, then obviously both of the players have the stables. And with stables and expert logistics, sometimes you can reach from the side town to the middle in one turn. It should not have happened. It should be impossible, but sometimes the map is just not generated precisely like that, and sometimes it's possible to get there for one turn. And nice diplo, 5 angels for 30k gold. And obviously there is the issue of oasis. There is one oasis in the middle, and if the oasis is close to the road and if it's on the way between towns, then obviously you can get from one town to another in one turn, and this could be very dangerous. Because I could lose my mid town basically any moment, And this is not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is that if you sleep in the middle town, and if you wear the cornucopian and goose instead of the fighting artifacts and instead of the spells, and the opponent just attacks you and you cannot use all the things you have, then and you lose the game just for him having Oasis, or just because the map was generated in the way that stables and expert logistics were enough. So this is very dangerous, and sometimes it's the reason why people don't double build the middle town, why they just build the town in the biome and capture the dwellings and the Pandora boxes and so on, but don't build the middle town. So sometimes people do that, sometimes not. So the time has come for me. Let's check the opponent. It's surprising for me that my opponent hasn't picked up the swamp town. As I was saying, there is either cove or fortress, and he still didn't pick it up. He obviously is there for a while, and he farm, I guess, some boxes, maybe utopias, maybe get some stats. There is one guaranteed library in this side treasure zone, but he didn't pick the town, and that tells me one thing, and I think it's not fortress, or he just don't want to get Mighty Gorgons, because if it was a Mighty Gorgon situation, then he would pick the town as fast as he could, so he could build the Gorgons, obviously. But since he didn't pick it up, then I guess it's either only cove, or he just didn't find any Gorgon boxes, and he thinks just getting Gorgons from zero would be too slow and there would be only too few. So he just ignored the Gorgons, and this is a good thing for me, because I was a little bit afraid of him getting too many Gorgons. There is this random factor that you cannot just impact on any way, whether your opponent has good Diplo or whether he has not. You never know if he finds like 20 Gorgons or 100, and this is exactly the difference between win and lose. Because fighting 100 Gorgons with 30 ancient behemoths, there is just no way I could do it. I would have to have like, I don't know, 60 Archangels maybe. And he also gets some Archangels, I suppose. I suppose he will also build Archangels if he's good a player, obviously. So, but it's surprising for me that he didn't pick the town anyway, and it's surprising for me a little bit that he didn't challenge me yet, that he didn't threat to attack the middle yet. So there is one box heavily guarded, and it means only one thing. This is good. That means there is Aether Dragon. Because sometimes in this side treasure zone you can see that there are more than one box guarded by those kind of units. If there is more than one, then you can be 100% sure that this is not Aether Dragon, that this is Fire Dragon, Crystal Dragon or Rust Dragon, and those are basically very weak. You can get only one or two of them, and this is just not enough to be in your main army. Aether Dragon is enough. Aether Dragon is a different story, because Aether Dragon have the special ability of fear, and that means that your enemy unit, that the enemy unit can get just Miss Morale. It's the same thing as Miss Morales. So getting feared is very good. And obviously the Aether Dragon have the highest speed. It has 19 speed, which is one more than Archangel. So right now, if my opponent have the Archangel and if he attacks me, he won't get speed priority because I will have the Aether Dragon that is one more speed. So this is very good for me to get not only the all spell box but also to get the Aether Dragon. It's quite the question of balance in this template. Because it's not fair when one player has the Aether Dragon and the second player does not. The second player has, for example, 2 Crystal Dragons. 2 Crystal Dragons can straight up beat 1 Aether Dragon, obviously, but 2 Crystal Dragons doesn't fly, don't have the speed initiative, and don't get have the special ability of fear, so they are just not that good. Having Dungeon Town is also very nice because I could get a double mana, and this could get very important before the final battle. I could just save the double mana here to not get used, and I could use it before the battle. And obviously, if the battle is very close, then mana could decide it. So what now? There are some Archangels close to the Rampart town, and there are 2 Utopias. The 2 Utopias I will definitely take. They are next to each other, so it's not waste of time, waste of moving points. I will dismiss the trees. I'm sorry, I don't need 30 Dranoids. They would only slow me down. So I would pick the 2 Utopias to get some gold, and I would hopefully deploy those Archangels that are just below my Rampart town. By the way, we are approaching the 2nd month of the game, which is a little bit weird from my opponent's point of view. Because since I'm the player who controls the mid the whole game, it's standard, or it's more common for the other player to make some timing attack, basically to upgrade his own units from the biome and to try to take over the control of the mid. Because if he plans to leave the mid for me, especially when it's castle, then I'm not sure what his plan is, because it can get very dangerous for him. So he must have some special plan, maybe based on good diplo or something like that. So he tries to take it long and hard, and usually I don't last very long, at least according to my wife, but I'm happy to try with him to make it really long and really intensive, if you know what I mean. So I cleared the Utopias from the treasury, from the side treasure zone, and finally I'm going to upgrade and buy some units. Basically, the Archangels is wow, it costs a lot of gems and also a little bit of gold, but I have enough gold. 30 Archangels, that's a lot. I expected maybe I expected him to attack maybe in the 4th week of the 2nd month, which is usually the standard timing for some timing push, or maybe even now, maybe in the beginning of the 1st week of the 2nd month it still be okay. But as you can see, I already have 30 Archangels, so I'm not really sure what his army is, but I doubt he has a bigger one. I have the bigger one in this game. Just look at this. It's so big, and it has also one Aether Dragon. But right now, what am I missing? I miss a few artifacts. Up to this point, it was more important for me to get the army, to build the Archangels, to get the spells, spell box and Azure Dragon to get some Diplo. That's very nice. But since the army got really big, it would be better to use Ogre Fist now. So my number one priority should be to assemble the Iron Fist of the Ogre and of course the Elixir. So I'm not sure what artifacts am I missing right now, but we will see eventually. And there are the Archangels, and yeah, since they are Archangels, it's expensive. They require 55,000 gold. So I will take Utopia and it would be fine. If this Utopia gives me at least 30k, I think I will be fine. So 20k, that's not enough. Okay, never mind. So I guess I'm going to wait one more turn. But I also picked up important artifact, and that's Berserk immunity. Since my power stack is Archangels, it's quite important to have Berserk immunity. My opponent won't have water magic, so he's I would say likely to get fire magic at least, and if he's playing late game, it would be quite reasonable for him to get fire magic, because he can try to catch me with not having Berserk immunity, and expert Berserk could easily win him the game, or at least he could cast, for example, mass protection from fire, which is very interesting choice. But in supreme late game and in very big fights, protection from fire is actually really important, especially using units like Archangels and Ancient Behemoths. They do so much damage that just the fire shield that is provided by Ogre Fist would do too much damage to them. So I think mass protection from fire, very good option. And also there is the option of expert sacrifice, which is way stronger than basic sacrifice. So having fire magic as barbarian, I would say very likely, and playing late game, it's a smart choice. So Berserk immunity on my side is requirement. Right now, I haven't got enough moving points to teleport back to my town, so I slept over in this Utopia. This is a little bit risky, but I didn't expect him to attack, especially right now. My army is really big, so it's not that risky as a few weeks before. I think right now I'm prepared for a fight, but still it would be better to get the Iron Fist. And of course the Elixir. So what am I missing? Ring of Vitality. I have the Vial of Blood and Ring of Blood. That was easy. There were many of them. Well, many. I saw at least 2 of them. But I'm missing the Ring of Vitality. This could be a little bit unpleasant. But right now I'm going to explore a little bit, since I slept over in this area. I could as well scout a little bit. I'm going to take his dwelling. That's nice. That's always nice. I've also have taken the Cyclops armor, which is a part of the Iron Fist, but I'm still missing a few artifacts. Yeah, I slept in my town, and I think I wanted to switch my binds, I don't know. You know, the artifact binding, where you press Control plus number, and you bind your artifacts. So you can easily switch between fighting artifacts and economic artifacts. So I think I'm missing only the crown of the ogre. Sorry, excuse me. This will get easy. This will be easy to take the crown. There is also the Orb of Fire. This is good for using the Iron Fist and to to have plus 50% of damage to Fire Shield. But right now I'm going for the Archangel Diplo, that's obvious. Let's check my opponent's position, it's fine. And let's take the Archangels, 5 Archangels for quite a lot of gold, but that's okay, it's always worth it. I have enough gold. Let's explore a little bit. What is there? What is interesting there? Maybe this, yeah, this Dragon Wing Tabard. And maybe Vampire Diplo, that could be also nice. 42 vampires, why not? Why not? It don't cost so much. And since I'm still using vampires, I might as well Diplo a little bit. There are no additional angels to Diplo, only we've seen a few Archangels at the top of the map, at the very north, but they are only 5 to 9 and they are quite far away, so it's not move point efficient to just get there for, I don't know, less than 5 Archangels. So this no-go. This ring of vitality starts to trouble me a little bit because I cannot find it anywhere, and it will be very important in the final fight. So hopefully I'm able to buy it at least in artifact merchants or in the black market, but it's really annoying when you are forced to visit all the black markets on the map just to look for one specific artifact. Nobody really likes that. So let's town portal to the tower, and let's first take oh, it's Angel Box, very nice. Angel Box is great. Let's switch to the Ogre Fist right now. Okay, right now let's equip also the Fire Orb. Okay, let's do it later. And there's the Ring of Vitality. That's so good, so good. So I got a little bit lucky. Well, maybe I got really lucky. I'm running out of time. Oh, so I haven't used all of my moving points. Like, I haven't used even half of them, and I didn't Dimension Door. I'm really not that fast of a player. That's a shame. I have to work on it, and I didn't even equip all the necessary artifacts. So not very good place for a sleepover right now. If I was attacked right now, I would be very sad, because my army is okay, but I have not equipped the Iron Fist nor the Elixir, so that's not very good. I should have town portal to the other castle town, and even if I lost the middle right now, I'd still be in a good spot. I would just get the artifacts, get the army, and take over the mid again, or at least force a fight. But my opponent has one more disadvantage, and it's again because of the absence of fire magic, water magic, and that's if he fights in the castle, and it doesn't matter whether he's defending or attacking, he cannot expert teleport. That means he is not able to teleport his ancient behemoths over the walls. And this could be very, very annoying and dangerous for him, because whether I'm attacking or defending, I could just hold the gate basically infinitely, and his ancient behemoths, which is his main power, would be useless. So this could be very useful for me, and it's a big disadvantage for the barbarian for not having the water magic. Oh my god, I got 2 boxes of angels. This was a little bit unexpected for me. I didn't even know that this could be angel box, but it's so good. I have 15 additional angels just for this turn. That's, oh my god, that's so good. So maybe it's a little bit weird that there were the boxes left still. My opponent didn't explore much of the mid, I guess. Well, maybe he was obviously he was afraid of staying in the middle. He always ended his turn by teleporting in some of his town. But yeah, this is a good surprise to have additional angels. I maybe could visit the dwellings, and usually before the final fight you always want to visit your dwellings. You obviously don't want to visit your dwellings every week, but if you plan to attack, you visit your dwellings and you buy the units. That's obviously you do that. But if you expect the final fight and you want to defend, you're not really sure when your opponent is attacking. He might be attacking earlier than you expect or later. So there might be a situation where there is not enough time to visit the dwellings and you just leave your units there. This is not very good. Or on the other hand, there might be a situation where you just visit them and the opponent doesn't attack, so you have to visit them again next week. This is not very good movement wise. So I could try to bring the fight to my opponent's side. I don't need to attack. I don't need to defend, sorry. I could also attack. This is very fine. So as you can see, I'm prepared. I sold all the artifacts except the economic ones, and I have finally bought and upgraded all the angels, and I have a very scary army. I think this is a very nice army I have, and I wonder what my opponent will bring to final fight, because 100 zealots, very nice. I could still buy a few vampires, but the vampires are basically the weakest part of my army. Well, the skeletons, 600 skeletons are the weakest, and I'm not counting the swordsmen. Those are forgettable. So I should obviously split the Archangels. I should have 1 stack of Archangel and the rest of it. And here's my opponent. So he's attacking and his army looks very decent. He also has lots of Archangels. According to the stats, he uses the Iron Fist as well. So I'm going to double my mana. Well, vampires, okay. And I should have visited the gathering flag, or what is it? The thing that would give me +1 morals and +1 luck. Oh my god, what a mistake! I should have visited the building. That would be so good to visit this before the battle. That would be so good. Oh my god. But I don't have enough time yet. Oh, dismiss the cavalier. The army is perfectly placed. And I have built the brotherhood, so I will have really good morals, even though I have necro army. I'm not sure why I placed my hero as the town garrison. That was not necessary, definitely. Because it's obvious that I'm in the mid-town city, but I'm expecting attack, so it doesn't really matter how many moving points I will have next turn. We'll see what my opponent will do. But with his army, I don't think he has a chance when he attacks this castle, because his behemoths just won't be able to get over the walls. So I have like 3 times more the Archangels than him, and he has a few birds, obviously, but no scary Diplo. I've expected like 100 Mighty Gorgons or something, and he didn't attack. But why he didn't attack? So he just went there, and he took some stats from the Colosseum. I can do that as well. And he didn't attack, so I will buy the Angels. This is fine. Wow, I spent all my resources. Can you believe? Can you believe that? So many Utopias. I have the Goose and Cornucopia, and so many artifacts I sold. And I'm still short on resources. This is amazing. Oh my god, I don't have enough gems. Oh my god, there is not enough time. Please do not run out of time right now. Please do not run out of time. I'm not able to upgrade the swordsman yet. This is fine. What? Attack? I should attack now. I should attack maybe. There's only 3 seconds left. I should attack. Okay. I had enough moving points to down portal to my dungeon and to use the +1 morals and +1 luck. But there was no time. So stats are okay. 22, 20. Well, he has good stats. Oh my god. How does he have such a good stat? Well, obviously he's a barbarian, he's a fighter. So I have 10 more spell power, but this is nothing. Spell power doesn't matter at all in this kind of armies. The only thing that matters are the fighting stats, and he has 10 more of attack skill. But what is good? We're not fighting in the castle. That means that the attacker has a really big advantage, because the Iron Fist is activated for me and it's not activated for him yet. When you fight in castle, the Iron Fist always activates for both sides, because there is a turn for Taurus and there is a turn for Catapult. So this is a good decision for me to attack here. Because I can use the Iron Fist, but it's really funny because he has tactics. Tactics is considered not a good skill in Duel, and usually players don't take the tactics. But in this case, the tactics is working amazing for him. If he doesn't have tactics, and I just prayer right now, or even clone the Archangels, I would decimate his behemoths even before he got his turn. I would just straight up kill him in the first round. Oh well, I wouldn't kill him in the first round, but I think I would do devastating damage in the first round. So the tactics is really working so well for him. So obviously he needs to protect his behemoths. His army is not so big, but there is one thing very important. The 44 ancient behemoths on his hero are way stronger than my 69. Well, what a number. Do you like that number, right? That mine 69 Archangels. The 44 behemoths can easily kill the 69 Archangels. he has barbarian hero, so he has guaranteed offense. Maybe he has even armorer. He has 10 more attacking skill and 6 more defense. And the ancient behemoths ignore 80% of my defense. So this can get interesting. And also the 24 Archangels can resurrect some, maybe. Well, and yeah, I didn't find the artifact -2 luck for enemy, this voodoo doll, and this is very important artifact in final fights of Duel, and I think he has it because I have minus luck. And wow, if I just visited the building, the gathering flag, that would give me +1 morals and +1 luck. It would change really much in this fight. It would really be so much better if I visited the building. But I didn't have enough time. So what's the plan for now? There are basically 2 options. Forget about Meteor Shower or any damaging spells. This is not so good. You have to cast either Mass Prayer or you have to clone your Archangels. Only those 2 options. Maybe if I had something like Mass Berserk. But even Berserking like those units, that won't be enough. Since he has tactics and he has nicely placed army, I think the Mass Prayer... Well, Mass Prayer is always good. It's not a bad call to just do Mass Prayer. But what I'm looking for is nice hit on the behemoths. Maybe even block the behemoths. So I'm going to kill the birds. And then I'm going to clone the Archangels, and the Archangel clone will attack the behemoths. And I think this is the best move. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Look at this. I got bad luck and I didn't kill the birds. So the birds get the turn and now his Iron Fist is activated. And I can't even get to the behemoths. So this was such an important moment in this fight. He has a chance to win this. This was such an important thing that happened. Because right now I just spent my turn. Vampires will do very little. And he can attack my Archangels with basically everything. He can even shoot them with Zealots. Oh my god. Remember, the Iron Fist gives you counter strike, and that means 2 more retaliations. So Archangel will have 3 retaliations. So he can spend 1 retaliation for Thunderbirds, and then 2 retaliations for Crusaders, and then just attack with Behemoth and his Archangel. Oh my god, this will hurt so much. But this was interesting. He killed my Archangel, so I have the chance to clone right now. I have this is why did he do it? And I can block the Behemoth. I need to block the Ancient Behemoth. And that was okay. What was the damage? Archangels did 4,000, but the Behemoths did even more. The Behemoths did 4,700. But the Behemoths cannot attack the Archangels right now. I block them with my vampires. If he needs to move the Crusaders, and he needs to clear the way for the Behemoths, but I can prevent it. I can kill the Crusaders by melee attack with Zealots, and the Behemoths will still be blocked. Because they would have to go all around the Azure Dragons and Thunderbirds, and I think there won't be enough. Because remember, if he attacks my Archangels with behemoths and his Archangels, I would be dead. The Archangels will spend counter attacks for the champions, now for the Crusaders, now for the additional Crusaders. Oh, I didn't need to use the Zealots. He is blocked anyway. So this is good. This is... Oh no! How did he... Oh my god, no! 4,060, and he's got morals, no! Additional... Oh my god, how did this happen? I've messed up. I messed up. No, I should have blocked him with the Zealots. No. And he got morals. Oh my god, no. This is insane. This is insane. He killed so many Archangels and he casted shield on the first round. This was a very good cast. Oh my god, how did this happen? I had 69 Archangels. So I sacrificed and I've killed the Archangels of him. Well, I sacrificed 22 Archangels, that's okay. But oh my god, how did I miss it? How did the behemoths attack? This is not very good. Look at this. I have only 38 Archangels and he still has 26 behemoths. So I first I killed his Archangels. He doesn't have many. He casted Stone Skin. That is questionable. Well, obviously he cannot cast the prayer, which would be mass prayer would be best, but he doesn't have the expert water. But Stone Skin was not good cast, in my opinion. I think a better cast would be protection from fire. Even if he doesn't have fire magic, just basic protection from fire on behemoths would be better, because +6 defense to his units, that's nice, okay, it's not bad, but I think it's better to just avoid the fire shield damage and cast protection from fire. So right now I need to block the behemoths. The behemoths must not attack my Archangels or I lose this game, and this would be very painful for me, because with 69 Archangels I've expected, quite frankly, I expected easy win. So, you know, oh my god, another bad luck. Jesus Christ. The Vampire Lords didn't kill even one behemoth. But I think I did enough blocking. The behemoths now cannot reach the Archangels. I think me attacking his Archangels first round from the bottom was a good decision, and now the behemoths are blocked, so the behemoths cannot do anything. The behemoths will have to kill either the vampires or the Azure Dragon. Obviously it's the best thing to kill the Azure Dragon, because he still has like 20% chance to get feared. But as soon as he kills the Azure Dragon, then this chance will disappear. It's quite different from morals, because when the battle starts and you get minus morals, the minus morals stays for the whole battle, and it doesn't matter how many units you kill. But the Azure Dragon specialty disappears after you kill the Azure Dragon. That's obvious. So he will kill the Azure. In Fire Shield did kill one behemoth. So it's additional round. Obviously I will cast, I think, Clone, or maybe, well, Chainline thing. It's not bad damage. It's 5 behemoths, but it's like 2k damage, but if I clone, I could resurrect 3060, right? Because each Archangel resurrects 100, so it's better for me to clone. Obviously, it would be very good if I was able to cast Mass Prayer and Shield. But those are 2 rounds of casting and I cannot afford that, because if I just cast Prayer, no, that prayer is not that important one. I think even Shield is better than Prayer. Shield would reduce damage for 30%, that's a little bit more, I think. But if I cast Shield, I'm afraid that he would still reduce the number of my Archangels so much that the clone would be so powerful. The clone of Archangels is powerful if you have a lot of Archangels, obviously. If you have 10 Archangels, then the clone is not so good, because you only clone 10 Archangels, 10 Archangels only resurrect 1000. But since I have 36, but the damage is too small, look at this, he has the shield and the stone skin, and I guess he has armorer, so I do no damage. I can kill only 3 Archangels. My 36 Archangel can do only 1k damage. That's funny. So this battle, it still can be lost. Oh my god, it in my opinion, it goes to the beginning. It goes to the not killing the Thunderbirds, having bad luck, and he had morals, and I didn't block the behemoths. Maybe the first bad luck wasn't even that bad. I just didn't kill the Thunderbirds, that's okay. But him having the morals and me not blocking the behemoths, that was so unfortunate. So maybe you wonder why I didn't cast yet. Well, the thing is, I will lose some Archangels, that's fine. But hopefully I will block his behemoths again, and I could clone my Archangels and maybe use the clone twice. Because the goal is to use the clone at the end of the round and again at the beginning of another round. And I'm not sure if I'm able to do this. Remember that if you clone a unit, the unit doesn't have all the spells that has the original unit. So the clone have less speed. That's my point. And right now, that was a good move. I won't be able to use the clone twice, as I was saying, but I was able to use the clone to block the behemoth. And look at that. I used the clone to resurrect my Archangels. So I have 49. That's more than in the beginning of the round. I had 36. And because I knew that my vampires are above the Archangel, I knew that the clone would spawn down below the Archangel. And since I've attacked from the side, that I was sure that the clone will block, the clone would protect my Archangel. Obviously, he should have expected it, and he should have moved his Archangel. He made a mistake by not moving away with his 6 Archangels. He should have cleared the way. Now he will waste an attack with his most powerful unit. So obviously he will kill the Vampire Lord, that's okay. Maybe he gets some damage by Fire Shield, but suddenly it looks good. This was the best possible battle round for me. I had a good movement, good casting, I protected my Archangels, and he made a mistake this time. He made a mistake by underestimating my ability to block the battlefield. This was very good round. This round made up for the first round where I didn't block the behemoths. Okay, so he protected from fire. Not bad decision, and he didn't kill all the vampires yet. This is very good. So the vampires can still be blocking. That's amazing. That's amazing. I thought he would kill all the vampires, but there were like 130, so this is like 5k hit points, so he didn't kill them. That's very good. And right now, what are my options? I cannot clone right now, because if I have cloned right now, his 5 Archangels would just kill the clone before there is my turn. There is an option. I could kill his Zealots and protect the Archangels again, and that's not a bad idea. If I'm able to protect the Archangels, I will earn 1 round of casting clone. This would be very good. Also, if I resurrect the Azure Dragon could block and protect the Archangels again. But he can cast Chain. With Chain Lighting, I think he's able to kill a lot of units. Well, maybe his Chain would be able to kill my Azure, not sure. Because I think he has not equipped the Orb of Air. If he doesn't have Wisdom, he does not have enough slots. Because he needs to have like Book of Air, Book of Fire, Dispel Immunity, Elixir, and -2 luck. So definitely no Air Orb. So maybe with 20 spell power, the Chain wouldn't kill the Azure. Maybe. But the Chain would still definitely kill the 8 Swordsmen, and then the Behemoths could attack my Archangels. So resurrecting Azure is not an option. Killing the Zealots. Well, I don't need to kill the Zealots. The Zealots are useless anyway, but it would be good for positioning. Because if I killed the Zealots, then his Archangels would just wait or maybe kill the Swordsman. But after killing the Swordsman, I could maybe move the Vampire Lords. I'm experimenting with Force Field. This is an option for later stage of this battle. If I have enough mana, I could just Force Field the Archangels in the corner of the battlefield, and I would be safe for 2 rounds, so I would get 1 more round. But that before I do this trick, I should maybe protect from air at least. Well, his spells are not dangerous. If I clone once and resurrect 4k hit points, it's way more than his 2 lightning bolts or whatever he can cast for 2 rounds. So force fielding is a good option for later. But this round is definitely a round where I want to cast clone, I think. I'm just looking at the damage of Meteor Shower and Chain. Because my Archangels just do too little of a damage. He has the shield and armorer and stone skin. So maybe just killing few units by spells is not a bad idea also. But I think the cloning is just still the most powerful thing, the best thing. 41 Archangels, only 1.6k damage. Only 4 Behemoths to kill. This is just too little. That's too little. So I waited. Because right now, what are his options? He cannot attack the Archangels because he would be blocked. So his best option is maybe to kill the Swordsman, to make more room. But then he would still be blocking. He is, well, killing the Swordsman, but he can cast Chain Lighting. Not bad choice, but as you can see, oh my god, I didn't expect this. He chained it. The chain was okay. The chain did only 900, but he chain plus the Archangel attack did kill the vampires. So it's his, and oh my god, look at this. The behemoths killed 11 of Archangels. I could kill only 4 and he killed 11. That's amazing. Oh my god. But at least there is one good thing. I will be using my clone twice. Hopefully. Well, I could use the clone twice if I killed his Archangel. Because next round, oh my god, and I'm not able to kill the Archangel because he killed so many of mine that the damage got lower, and right now I cannot kill the Archangel. One would still be there. Oh my god. Oh my god. So there is an option. I killed the Zealots and I protected the clone. He cannot kill the clone. That means he has to cast. He has to cast something. Chain lightning. I guess the chain is the best he can do. So he will kill the clone. Oh my god, the previous round wasn't so good. Damn. Was a good move from him to kill the Vampire Lords. That was a good move from him. Smart one. Because he used the Behemoth's attack. This is so strong. 11 Archangels. I really didn't expect such damage. The Behemoths could just... Damn it. Well, what he can do now, I think there's only one option. Casting the chain. Only one option. And right now he should maybe wait with Archangel. Which he did. No, he defended. And I know why he did that. He defended, so the next round he would start the battle. That was smart. Because he cannot allow me to use my clone twice. He cannot allow that. So he defended. That's nice. That's good. And I casted chain, and that's... I'm not sure if this was the best, but I needed to kill the few of the behemoths, at least 5 of the behemoths. I need to lower the number. I cannot lower the number by just attacking because there's not enough damage. I wonder if it was better to cast shield right now, but I don't think it would. Or maybe clone. If I cloned, I would be able to resurrect Archangels and maybe kill all his Archangels, but his behemoths did too much damage. Right now, -5 behemoths means that they did less damage, but damn. And he defended again. And right now, this is the moment for the force field, maybe. The skeletons unfortunately won't be able to kill the Archangel of his. That's... What about cloning? Okay, so I need to kill the Archangel and resurrect. So this round I resurrected 5 Archangels and I'm going to lose how many? 5? 6. So I'm -1, but I got rid of his Archangels and I can use my clone twice, and this is it. This is it. Right now I have the speed priority, and I need to make my clone go twice in the end of the round and in the beginning of another round. This is the way for win. And look at this. My Archangels could kill only 1 behemoth. So funny. So funny, man. So what now? Either force field or meteor? Meteor does kill only 2. That's not enough, I think. Because remember, he will kill few Archangels with spells, few Archangels with behemoth. Well, since the armies are so little, I think right now the winning play could be also just summon air over and over again, because the mana is the same and I have 10 more spell power plus I have the orb. So, but this is good. Look at this, this is good. I can use the clone and at least I kill one behemoth. I have protected my Archangels, so he will like what? Chain the Archangels, or just he summoned air. This is not good from him. He needed to lower the number of Archangels. If he just summoned the air, that won't do anything for him. Well, the air elementals in Barbarian are still quite strong, but only 80. That's not a scary number at all. I could just kill them with one chain. Obviously, I would have to protect from air first. What now? Wait, yeah, I need to wait, because I need to cast Clone in the end of the round. He shouldn't have summoned the air. He should just lightning bolt previous round and right now cast additional. He's summoning air. This nothing. This is not good. Well, so this battle was really interesting that there were so many things that happened. Like, I think it was a good decision for me to attack outside of the castle, because there was a high chance that I would just decimate his army with Ogre Fist. But then he did have the tactics. That was also such an important moment. And then he got the morals. I had the bad luck. Really good battle, really exciting. So I resurrect the Azure Dragon. Well, I did have only two options. Either I attack or resurrect the Azure Dragon. So I think resurrecting the Azure is just a good choice. Because the Azure is quite hard to kill. We'll see. The plan was that his 7 ancient behemoths won't be able to kill the Azure dragons, but I'm not sure right now. They have 1.2k hit points, so it would be quite ridiculous if the ancient behemoths would be able to do such damage. But as I was saying, they ignore 80% of the defense. So we'll see. If the the Azure dragons would survive, it would be very, very good for me, because he will have the chance to fear. He could get feared. Plus the Azure could help in a fight, could help in initiative, could block, and so on. So resurrecting the Azure, I'm quite happy with the decision, and I think he's thinking right now whether he should cast an offensive spell or what to do. But 7 ancient behemoths against 17 archangels, it doesn't look like a fight he could win. It doesn't look like it. So I'm not really sure what he's thinking about. I think there are not many options. Wow, the behemoths did really good damage. That's really good damage, man. Almost kill an Azure, so I think the air elementals could finish the Azure. And what now? If I clone now, then the air elementals will kill the clone, right? But it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I resurrected. Oh, he didn't kill the clone, and why? Oh my god, why didn't he kill the clone? He didn't cast yet? He will cast Chain maybe? Oh, protection from air, interesting. And the air elementals didn't finish the Azure, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, but I think that it was a big mistake for him to leave the clone live. That's just too big of a mistake. The Azure will survive one more round. It's the end of the round, and this is good. Right now, the Archangel is able to one-shot the air elemental, and that means it's over. And that means it's over. The clone will also go. So there's like GG. GG. What a fight. What a fight. Really a good game. I'm excited about this game, obviously, since I won. But even if I lost, I think it would be a little bit a bitter pill to swallow, because the army was really good. But good game. Enjoyed that one. So let's look at a few saves just really briefly. 1-1. So he had obviously the birds built. A lot of hobgoblins, that's a good starting army, hobgoblins. Better than orcs definitely, but only 6 birds, well, was a standard beginning from him. Let's check 1-3-1. Didn't break yet, and has 1 behemoth build, so the best thing, the mother load, is if you double build on second week, but it only rarely happens. I got lucky as Stronghold with if you go 2 videos back on this channel, it's called Behemoths versus Archangels, me against Vasile, which is also very high ranked player with 800 rating. Then in this video I was able to double build on second week, but he wasn't able to do that, and he didn't break on 1-3-4. That's really late. He has enough. He has a good army, but I guess he wasn't so lucky on the Thunderbird stack. I guess he didn't find his his bird box, and he did the Utopia. That's fine. But not impressive start though. Really not so good from his side. Usually on the third week you can have like 50 Thunderbirds, or 40 at least, and that's quite a different story. 2-1-1. He had the Archangels, so that's a good timing for him to get the Archangels. He had scouted a little bit. And the swamp zone is not fortress, it's cove, so I understand why it's not so appealing. So no Gorgon potential. I'm not sure if he has Diplo, probably not, so not really good late game potential. Then I wonder why he played such a late game, but his start was kinda slow, to be honest. He had a slow start. Yeah, he has Diplomacy, Armorer, no Fire Magic though. The Tactics, I'm sure he didn't pick it on purpose, but the Tactics saved him a little bit, gave him a real fighting chance. So the Tactics was eventually quite good. But I'm not sure what his plan is, just building Behemoths, few Archangels. Well, he has no army from the side treasury from the cove. I understand that this is not a good army from cove. You cannot get a really powerful stack, but that's why you should attack earlier, or I don't know. I missed some good Diplo on his side. He had a decent Archangel stack, because he didn't have the middle, so just having 24 Archangels was really good. Good hero also. Well, quite happy with this game. And I want to thank you for watching. If you managed to watch this for 2 hours, I thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry for my English, and I hopefully see you in the next video. Have a nice day, and Slava Ukraini.